Hello! Welcome to another content creation Airbnb vlog. I am in the Muskokas right now, creating some content for this place. It is stunning, in case you can't already tell from what's behind me. I'm gonna give you a full tour soon. I am feeling so much better about these next couple of days than I was at my previous one. The last time I was just so stressed because it was my first time doing it and I didn't know what I was doing. I had to figure everything out, make sure I was getting enough content. It was a little overkill, let's be honest. It was a lot. I really did not need to go that hard. So for this trip, I'm feeling so much better. And in addition to showing you what I'm doing, how I'm taking the content, etc., I also thought I would answer some questions. I'm going to be asking some questions on my Instagram, and I've already gotten a few questions as I've shared that I've been doing this. So I wanted to just talk about this experience so far of starting my travel Airbnb UGC journey and take you along for the ride. First things first, let's give you a tour of this place. Okay, so here we've got our main entrance, which opens into the Muskoka room. This room is so nice. The windows you can see back there, I like pulled them down a little bit and they're screened in. This entire room can turn into like a screened in porch essentially if you pull like all the windows down. So it's nice and breezy, and there's also a fan up there. You can read here in the morning. Oh my gosh, tomorrow morning, this is gonna be my tea and reading spot right there on the couch. You've also got this door that just opens up to the front deck here. Okay, and then we can head on in to the cottage itself, starting with this gorgeous kitchen. Is fully stocked, has everything that you might need. Pots, pans, appliances, obviously a fridge, everything. You could definitely spend an extended amount of time here and do all your cooking, etc. There's a lovely dining table over here. It's just like such a moment. And then over here we've got our upstairs washroom. Then we can move into the 2 bedrooms. This one is, I would assume, the master's because it has this view. Got a dresser over here for all of your stuff. And then we've got another bedroom over here. Also so beautiful. I'm in love with this like duvet cover. It's so nice. I want to know where they got it so I can get it for myself. Out on the deck, we've got a barbecue over here, the gorgeous view, a spot to eat outside, and then also this little, it's like a little, I don't know, I guess like a gas fire pit. So I'm gonna test that out later tonight. Oh, and we've also got a set of stairs down here so that you can head right down to the water. Okay, let's head downstairs. They've got this cool foresty mural thing going on. And we've got our lounge TV room kind of space. So those are the stairs we just came down, and we've also got another door here so you can step outside. And then we've got another bedroom, so you could really have like a decent amount of people here. And then we've got our second bathroom with the most gorgeous shower. Look at these tiles. Oh my gosh. So nice. I love when Airbnbs do stuff like this where they just leave like small things that you may need. And then we've got the bunk bedroom. Obviously this would be amazing for kids. We've got a double on the bottom, a single up top, and also all these games. That was the tour. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna leave a link to this place's Instagram as well as their booking link in the description if you are in Ontario and wanted to come check it out, or if you're visiting Muskoka's, which is so stunning, and this is absolutely an amazing place to be. I could easily spend a couple of weeks here just relaxing and unwinding. So it is almost 5:30 now. I got here at like 1:30 or 2, so I've been pretty much just taking different shots, videos, etc. of this place before I go ahead and use anything, before I sleep in the beds, etc., to make sure everything's like perfect for those kind of like property shots. And then tomorrow the plan is to do all of the lifestyle shots, so I'm gonna like put myself together, do my hair, makeup, etc. And we'll do some shots with me in the photos. So I'm gonna bring in the rest of my stuff because I left it in my car because I didn't want to like clutter up the space yet. So I'm gonna bring that in. Then I have some dinner to make, and I'm just gonna lounge around, look through the content I have, and enjoy my evening. Good morning. It is day 2. It's almost 6:30. So far I just got up, took a shower, made some tea. I have to put myself together, and then I've got some shooting to do, and I think I'm just gonna get right to it, get as much as I can done, and then eventually at some point I'll have to have breakfast because I'm already pretty hungry. Content creation time has begun. I just took some photos out front. I was being eaten alive by mosquitoes, so I think I'm gonna focus indoors first until it gets a little warmer and hotter and there aren't quite as many bugs out. The unfortunate mistake of going outside again. Still way too buggy, still too many mosquitoes, so let's try indoors again. So I just had some lunch. I've gotten a bunch of stuff around the inside, on the deck as well. And now it's time to do some outdoorsy kind of swimming vibe shots. I don't know if I'm gonna get in the water. I haven't tried it, so maybe it's not too bad, but it might be cold. So I don't know if I'm gonna get in, but we're definitely gonna set up a little scene on the dock out there. I have some grapes, I have like a beach towel, got my swimsuit on underneath here. Other than that, I think that's like most of what I wanted to get done for the daytime at least. I'm gonna be doing some like dinner and evening shots later. Oh, I did want to get some yoga shots and like doing yoga on my yoga mat, so maybe we'll do that as well. But once I get that wrapped up, that's gonna be like a big majority of the content done. We're making good progress and I've been having a lot of fun. It's been amazing. It's been a lot more relaxed than my last one, so. The only issue with my situation at the moment is that I forgot sunscreen and then I forgot to buy it when I was at the grocery store. I can't actually hang out in the sun for too long or I will probably be quite burnt. So we're gonna make this speedy. All right, so it is just past 6. It was so hot out. I was so overheated and my phone also ran out of battery. So I had to come in, let my phone charge. I did a little bit of like my own work on my laptop while that was happening, went through my photos, favorited a bunch of the ones that I want to edit. I've got a few more things I want to get this evening, but I think I'm gonna make some dinner first. I just have a frozen pizza, so super easy. Once I get some food in my belly, I will hopefully be re-energized to do some shots downstairs in the TV area. The light coming in here in the evening is really pretty, so maybe I might do a few things with that. I think I might have something else I wanted to do today. Oh yeah, just some stuff in the kitchen with like a fake glass of wine. Oh, and marshmallows. I'm gonna have to go find a stick or something to roast the marshmallows on, but I would like to roast some marshmallows over the fire. That's probably gonna be quite late because the sun sets quite late now, so that won't be till much later. Let's make dinner. Right, it's 9 o'clock. Finally done getting all the content. I did some stuff with the fire pit, with roasting some marshmallows. I did some here in the TV room. They've got Netflix on here, so I'm going to finally relax, unwind. I think the photo editing is gonna have to wait till tomorrow morning because I'm not gonna be going outside anyways. It's a little buggy. I'm gonna make some pancakes and editing those photos. So that's it for today. So I'll see you tomorrow. Time for a Q&A. So I asked on my Instagram what you wanted to know about this Airbnb content stuff I've been doing, because since I started posting about it on there, I've been getting a number of questions about it. So I thought, what a better way to just kind of get some questions from you, answer it in this video. And honestly, all of the questions were a little bit different, but all kind of came back to the basic question of how. How did you do this? How did you get here? How did you do this without experience or previous content? Like, how did you make the connection? What kind of messages did you send? etc. So let's go through it. One specific question I got was, did you pitch these Airbnbs or did they reach out to you? And I absolutely pitched. I don't have a huge audience or influence online at this point. I don't want to say it's insignificant, but it's definitely not at the level, and I wouldn't say my social is really optimized for having Airbnbs specifically reach out to me to create content. That's not really something that has even been on my radar until literally a month or two ago. So yes, I was the one doing the reaching out and finding these Airbnbs. Now, another question was, how did you find them and make these connections? Did you message them on Instagram? Like, what did you do? And there's a number of ways that you could go about this. If you kind of do a little bit of digging and research into travel UGC or Airbnb UGC, which is what this is called. UGC stands for user generated content. I kind of explained a little bit more about what that was in my previous video. I'll link it somewhere up here so that you can go just watch that if you would like a more in-depth explanation of how it works. But basically, people do it in different ways. Some say to reach out through an app like Airbnb directly to the host, which is what I actually did for these two. Actually, one of them is technically a Vrbo, so I reached out through Vrbo, but same kind of idea. You reach out through the app that you find them on. However, there are creators that have said that doing this has gotten them banned off of the apps, like kicked off of Airbnb and banned because hosts can report you and say that you're like soliciting them for business or whatever. Now, other creators say that you can do it through Airbnb and they haven't had any issues as long as you don't throw any like links or email or your email or anything like that in the messages that could potentially get flagged. And obviously, of course, you're being respectful in your messages to the Airbnb hosts. So to be honest, I don't know how risky it is to be messaging directly through apps. I think for the next few that I'm going to try and land, I'm going to try reaching out through Instagram instead. So I so far have only really been pitching to places that have social media, as I feel like that's a much easier sell to say, hey, I can provide you all of this content to use on Instagram or wherever. Whereas if they don't have Instagram and they already have photos, like unless the photos of their place are quite terrible and you're offering listing photos for them to use on something like Airbnb, it can be, I mean, I know it's possible. I just have a harder time believing in my own worth and value, and I just find it easier to pitch to those who have social media. So I'm going to be trying to reach out through Instagram instead. I'll keep you updated and we'll see how it goes. But these few that I've gotten, I've reached out directly through Airbnb. Another question I got was, is this like a content trade? Like I said, it's UGC, which is something you can just Google or watch my previous video where I go a little more in depth in it. But basically the exchange is I get a free stay, and in exchange I provide content for them to use on social media. So photos, videos, etc. Now obviously, even though I'm getting the stay for free, there are still expenses involved in doing this. So yeah, if you're traveling somewhere and you just want to get a free stay while you're going somewhere anyways, then this is a great way to do that. But you know, I do have to pay for gas, for the food that I eat while I stay here. Sometimes I buy like small little props or something I want to use to stage certain scenes when I'm here. So for example, for this day, I bought a cute beach towel and a sun hat, which is great to have anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna obviously use that and keep that after this day. But also I thought that would be really good in some of the photos that I wanted to take for this place. And then there's all the time that you actually spend creating the content, editing the content. When you're doing like video content, if you're promising like reels, then you have to spend the time to like ideate the reels, put them together, find the music, edit everything. And also there was a lot of prep work and planning going into these. At least for me, like I like to come in prepared. I like to come in with a shot list of the exact shots that I want to get. I like to have some inspo photos to go off of. So don't get me wrong, free stays are great, but it's not a free vacation because while during the stay here, I have been able to enjoy myself a little more and relax a bit more, it is very much still kind of like a work trip. And I guess it depends on like how much content you promise and how long you're staying, because that can kind of even out so that you could spend more time actually relaxing and like enjoying the space. But what I've learned from doing a couple of these at this point is that it truly does take a lot of time and energy and work. So yeah, it would be great to get paid for this. Obviously right now I don't have a portfolio really, so that's why I offer to do these for free. I might do one or two more for free, but honestly after that I really think I want to start charging even a small amount to at least cover the expenses that it takes for me to do this, to cover a bit of my time as well. On that note, portfolios. That was another question I got, like how did I get started doing this with no experience? Like did you have a sample portfolio, etc. I have never really done like professional photography for Airbnbs or for travel or anything like that, but I do like to take photos when I go on vacation. What I did is I put together a portfolio using some photos that I got from previous trips and some other travel that I had been doing, and it really wasn't much, but I just put it together into a small portfolio, and that was the portfolio that I sent to these Airbnbs to show them the quality and value of my work. Now I will say every Airbnb I talked to also wanted to see my Instagram, so if you're thinking about getting into this, then having some social media that at least showcases that you like understand social media, that you understand basic like photography and composition, like not to get into like the nitty gritty, but just that you can take good high quality photos that look good, you know? So yes, I did send a sample portfolio, and now that I have these 2 Airbnbs under my belt, I have so much more content that I can add to my portfolio. I've actually already started revamping it. It's gonna look so good once I use the photos from these last couple of trips, and I think it's just gonna make it look so much better for future hosts. Another thing that I did that other UGC creators recommended was offering to send a mood board of what you envision for their property. So this also helps, especially if your portfolio is very small or doesn't have a lot of like variety in it, just to create a mood board and then send that to them and say, these are examples of the types of photos I would like to get, the kind of like mood and vibe that I'm envisioning, the kind of aesthetic I think that would fit your space. And you don't necessarily have to do that for every single one. It's something I just offer. For example, the first Airbnb I went to didn't care to see a mood board. They didn't need it, but this one was like, yes, please send us a mood board, so I did. Another question was about what I send in the messages, and I don't want to share like the word for word what I sent just because I bought a template. I'll link the templates that I bought in the description. I obviously don't want to like give away a template that she's selling because I just don't feel like that's an integrity. I'll give you an idea of like what's in the messages and how the conversation kind of evolves when you're speaking to these Airbnbs, at least how it has for me so far for these 2. Your initial message, you ideally want to make that kind of as compact as possible so that it's not like big and overwhelming for them to read, but you do want to introduce yourself, say I'm like, you know, a content creator, a UGC creator, whatever. Let them know what you love about their particular Airbnb, their space, what entices you about them specifically, and then what you're offering. So for example, you might say in exchange for a free stay, I'd love to offer you XYZ, and be specific here. So don't just say I'd love to offer you some free content, but say in exchange for a complimentary stay, I would love to offer you, you know, like 3 videos, 10 photos, like whatever, right? Or you don't even have to give the numbers, but just some ideas of like, I would love to do like a come with me to Muskoka video, or I'd like to do this type of reel. So you're giving them the concepts and the ideas so that you're not just saying, oh, I'll create a bunch of content for you, but they actually already have an idea of what that might look like, why it might be enticing to their audience on social media, etc. And that's it. And then you say, would you be interested in seeing my portfolio or a mood board? I don't actually send any attachments. I mean, if you're messaging on Airbnb, I'm not even sure if you can. Either way, I wouldn't like send them anything right off the bat, but just say, would you like to see my portfolio, a mood board, etc. And I'm happy to get on a call with you as well. I like to add that in just because I feel like it adds a layer of like legitimacy to your pitch. Like you're willing to get on the phone or on a Zoom call with them to speak with them face to face. I feel like that adds a layer of trust rather than someone on the internet just saying like, hey, can I stay here for free? I'll get you some photos. The level of professionalism, I think, in these emails is really important. I feel like it could really set you apart from other people who are just like trying to get a free stay. So that was pretty much all the questions I got. I hope that was helpful. If you have more specific questions or there's something I didn't cover that you're wondering, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best to answer those. Let's see, it's 2 o'clock. I'm leaving at 5, so I've got 3 hours to relax and enjoy the rest of my stay. Yay!